There you go. Hello. Happy. I was gonna say Friday, but it's Tuesday. Sleeping today. They all kind of blend together. A happy week. It does look like a fish. Can't get any closer. I can get a little closer. That's the closest I can get. Hi. I'm a banana. Ooh. That's what I fix her. Okay, there we go. Hey, they're back to working on this. Last I checked, we were working on the rarity scene. Trying to figure out how to present this. How bright she is. I kind of want to up the sky brightness. Or the brightness just in general. I feel it's too dark. Yeah, like that actually would be better, but that's just fake light right now. Oh, that's why. Like, why can't I find my background lights? Because I don't have it in that scene. I'm doing well. How are you? I might drop this down a bit. Leave it as like a flowing horizon. Then I might actually put more of the ambient horizon, more blue into. Well, that would be red mixed with blue, which would be more like a yellow, I think. Do you think about Japanese dubbed MLP? If so, do you know where I can find downloadable content? Nah, I have no idea. I can't help you with that. Sorry. I think that works, just not as yellow. I think I might add some more lights to the building here. Because I kind of have an idea for what I want, but I was kind of feeling haunted house-ish. And I think that the building is becoming more of a focus than the... or anything else that's going on. So I'm going to see if I can... Actually, this might work. Yeah, there used to be a really good place for like getting some of the resources from, if you're talking like audio for the English, but even that place doesn't actually do it anymore. It says, oh, it's so easy, you can just do it yourself. I'm like, yeah, but of course you have access to the full HD ones, and not everybody does. So sad. It might kind of work. If I do that, then I also have to light up some of the ones in the back here. Which one's this? That one. Like that's fine. Yeah, and I want it to be fairly ominous. Technically, it's kind of what's going on, but I don't want it to dominate the scene in such a way. I think these ones are going to make redder though. Yeah, that's a good red. Okay, I'm going to go around though and push another one. Other side of this one. Just on the edge. Dumb it down just a little bit. Just get a little bit of a false edge on it. All right, let's go over here to these ones. I might have all of them light to the inside. Even though that doesn't actually make any sense. Or primarily light to the inside anyway. This map has way too many lights. And I'm going to keep the other lights as they are because they were there to create an ambient lighting setup. And so that was still accomplished. This is just adding a little bit of extra detail light. this one, I think this one I'm gonna have to go the other way. Otherwise, it just feels like it's a mirror, because in a way they are. A reminder, if anybody has any questions or wants me to show anything specific or really just anything, let me know, and I will try to cover it the best I can the time we have. Point of the stream. Okay, I think that works, but I think it doesn't really feel busy back here. I feel like I need more of these buildings a little bit. Actually, some of the clouds in the sky too might work. I think I'm going to lighten the other ones, though. I'm just going to light the ones that I have done. Where did I put the flag? I know I had a flag. Upstairs. Okay. Is it lit up because of the light? If so, that's bright. We have to dumb that texture down. I might actually have to go the other way. Because then I can put it on. I don't want it to look like it's just sitting on top of the building. Put it on top of the spire. I don't think it'd be visible then. Oh, I can keep it up there. That actually looks pretty good. Is that not affected? It doesn't have that. Oh, there's extra numbers, I think. No, there's not. Why are you being stupid? Unless these are backwards. No, they're not. That's weird. Never had color not work. Works on the other one. I've put it on all the skins, so it doesn't even matter. It should work. Yeah, there's nothing weird here about it. Actually going to be too bright. Yeah, it will be. That is weird. It's not taking any of the attributes. Which to me implies something that's broken. Let's try the next best thing. Restart the software. Hello, Kelchan. Oh, not load autosave. Why are you not opening it all? There you go. Hello. I use Blender to make some various simple models way back. Still doesn't work. Something is goofed. I made some of the model, like, well, there's only one model I think made for Remembrance, and the frames I made a while back. I don't even know if that'll work because I can't actually redirect the texture. I don't know if these couple are broken. Are they? Oh, again, the override should work fine. Okay, well maybe it's working now. Yeah, because I had saved it with the color on it. You see, now it's working. Something was just effed up. I have Notepad++. I've had Notepad++ for like 10 years. Probably more than that, actually. All Notepad++ is pretty much a advanced version of Notepad that has a stupid amount of functionality compared to the original, which is just text. I use it all the time. I just never close things, so it tends to build up. But stuff I never even saved still sits in here. But I used to use it a lot for coding. What is done here? This stuff. Where's the one? Because I wrote all this by hand. That was fun. I was writing that by hand. So, There's the HTML. So I use Notepad++ a lot for HTML programming. It's highlighting my PHP when it was separated. It was pretty neat. It was really, really useful when you're trying to do any type of programming stuff. And it's free. I'm wondering if I should put a crack on this window. At that time, it was supposed to be pretty fairly centralized to her hoof, but it's way over there. Hold on, I gotta grab the book. I want to check something. Was there still a crack on the window when they found her dead? Okay, it does say there were imperfections radiating from her roof, cracks in the window which had fused back together before the pressure outside could grow enough to blow the window in. A once beautiful saddle purse hung rotting from her bones, the bottom having torn away, dumping its contents on the floor. That I don't think I'm gonna have to bother with, because that would have been probably lower on the floor anyway. Well, it's not as much that, it's for, in here you can change some of the aspects of the textures to change how it accepts light and interacts with things. That's where it gets really useful. No, not Applejack, particularly Fluttershy. So we do need a crack. It might crash me, so I'm gonna save. This is it's a scene of Canner a lot, kind of parts of it, or a part of it. Just wait for some of these to load. Where did I get what? There's a lot in it. Too many cracks. I'm looking for my normal one. It's nice and simple with, I think, 4 ends. It wasn't Applejack. Applejack was, there it is. Applejack was actually just as the bomb started dropping in Zebra Town, which is just at the base of Canterlot, and was told by Steelhooves to leave before everything went to hell, with more hell. It was Fluttershy who was in the office after just throwing Monitor through the window here, causing a hole, but the magic was repairing it when the bombs dropped, and Rarity used her hoof to cover the hole. But it was necromantic. It fused her hoof to the wall, and where she was stuck there to just fate. Yeah, it had been a while since I read it too. This one stuck out to me more than anything else, so I actually remembered this part quite well. Um, but I didn't remember a lot of the other story or a lot of the rest of the story. The thing is as of right now, trying to determine, do I want to, or how do I show that this is glass? Yeah, I remember a lot of the big events, but there was a lot of smaller stuff that, um, when I went and reread it, I'm like, holy crap, how did I forget that? It's the smallest I can make it. No, I can make it smaller than that. There we go. Okay, so that was one. It's that one. Why is this one's? So this is the third one. Oh, because I'm still hiding it. Okay, and then this one just needs to be made even darker. Essentially just creating artificial bump maps. Still don't know if that should work from the bottom or the top. Oop, not like that. My brain is telling me that's the wrong side. Oh yeah, I almost always start at 6 o'clock my time, so whatever is 40 minutes ago for you. I don't know if she lost part of her key mark to the cloud, but I don't want to say too much because that's main story stuff. This, for the people watching, there's gonna be spoilers anyway, so I don't really mind as much. But when it gets into the deeper parts of the story, I would rather not give too much away. So how do I portray that this is glass? Normally it's going to be by reflecting what's in the room back into it. But that's tough. Not completely undoable though. I'm trying to think if there's an easy way to do it. Like I said, I'm not gonna give away the main parts of the story. This is all about the memory orbs, so it's going to be a spoiler for those, but they're not part of the main story. Nothing from them actually gives away anything for the actual story itself. Because there is a way to create a reflective surface in SFM that will create a mirror finish of sorts. I need to see how well it works though. No, SFM doesn't actually support reflection. It's an impossible thing to do with any model that's not built into the map. So the engine can't handle it. It's not built to. So the I don't know, it keeps popping up previous things every time I do it. Yeah, my screen looked completely different. There it goes. They do have models you can get that have reflection on them, but the models have to be placed into a map at the time that it is created. I actually don't want to do that. Don't want to open either. And he crashed. Wow. Wonderful. But I know I have a map that does have reflection in it, so I can check to see how that works. If needed, I have something I can try. Because there's a night version which has some lighting, but I can take the scene as I have it right now and bring it in here. Oh, that's the skybox. Okay, so see, like, this is reflective. But it's because it's built into the map. See, like, it's reflective, but not really. It's always the best right here at this angle. I might be doing it because the sky is darker behind her too. Sure, distortion pretty good. So I don't know. Yeah, but all the glass textures normally is like, it looks fine there, but that's because it's a very small pane with that large of a pane. It would be no different to me than just taking a volumetric light that's very thin and just making it have a haze across it. That's the same thing that all the tech that would do. There's no SFM can't handle reflection without it being pre-rendered and built into a map, which is what this is. Though you can There is, I think, a model might be on the workshop that has reflection built in, and then you just utilize that in a map. Yeah, like here, this is a haze. It is not an actual reflection. It's just causing a like a whitish thing, but that's because of the stuff around it that makes it look like that. Yeah, that's what I was considering, is that I could move, I could export and change the map and then turn everything for that scene. But the problem with this map is that it's water, so it actually has like a distortion effect to it. Which I'm not gonna want, because I'm gonna have to be from back like here. But I swear there was another one. I'll double check green. Okay. Where's the camera on this one? There it is. No, that's not it. Okay, so it's up here. Okay. But even then, this does look like it's still... It does work a little bit better in terms of what I need, though. And it's only green like that because of the background that is technically green. I don't know why it's coming up black though. I could try loading it up here and see what it does. If it works, I could try to make one that has a perfectly clear reflection. But then I would just utilize where's everything? I like play with the renders. I can edit stuff out to make it look like it's on the window there. So I want to grab inside models. Okay, glass cracks, inside models, actors, lights. But I don't need. I'll just grab it all. And the camera. I'm gonna base it on the camera. It's got to be higher because the camera gets back there. Well, so that technically does work. I would have to play around with the lighting. So the way I would do it is I would render this twice. So like I would have it once normal, how I normally have it, and then a second time rendered again, but I would change the lighting on the back wall and probably even change the camera a little bit. No, I would change the angle that that liquid I think is hitting. Because if I go and grab this, turn it down a little bit like that. There, by turning it down a little bit, I can at least get it to reflect into the room a little bit. The only thing that just doesn't work is the wibbly wobblies, but I swore that there was one that was a full mirror though, because I know there's the one, that's this one I'm using right now. What's this one? Ah, I think that one might actually work better. Because the other one had the wibbly wobblies, I believe. No, I got both. What is this? No. So I just have to get a version that does not have wibbly wobblies. But I could play around with that. I might be able to decompile this map and do it. But it does show, at least as a proof of concept, that it does work. I just wish that there was a that there was a better mirror map. Go back. I thought there's somebody would have, but I mean, I have both these. But this is the one that, like I said, it comes with a green or a mirror texture, which is what these are. But it says right here, the effect models can be applied to any orientation. But yeah, I'll have to watch that tutorial actually. I'm gonna add that to a watch later so that I can check it out later. Was what you sent me just what I was opening? Oh. Well, see, when it comes to yeah, I think that does work. But RT cameras are interesting. Yeah, this is a whole bunch of mess of stuff with that. It'd almost be easier just to do that because I have just a So it's not an actual reflection. It's taking the images that are being portrayed from something else, from a different direction. So here it might not actually work so well because the camera is going to be looking at it from this way. So like from the other side. So when it goes to push it there, it's going to be rotated onto it. So it's not going to be a mirror. It's going to be like a TV screen. And so if the room was perfectly symmetrical, I could get away with it, but some of the stuff on the desk isn't. So that would pretty much give it away. This is the only full reflection method. But it does work. And actually, if I do it this way, technically Angel Bunny's supposed to be in here, so he could be actually shown in the reflection. So, but at least as a proof of concept, it does work. So I'm just gonna not bother with it right now. I could add that later. Green Steam notifications? I don't see green notifications. Also, I have most Steam notifications turned off. I have, in terms of the stuff in the corner, I have only a handful of people that it actually shows up for. Just realized these buildings are floating. Guess I can't actually hide that the way I wanted to. What's the next best way? Foggy, you can't see shit anyway. Those again weren't reflective eyes; those are refractive eyes. They would reflect the light sources based on where they were at nearby. Otherwise, most of the actual details for the on the eye itself are an environment map that just make it look like it's reflecting stuff. That is an actual special property on there called eye refraction that doesn't come out or isn't on an actual model or for normal use like that. So no. That also means that for the reflection, just thought of this, if I'm going to be overlaying another image on top of it, probably one that's going to be darker, the stuff behind it has to be brighter. So as I have it right now, it might actually be too dark, but that's fine. That also means that I should probably call this scene done for now. So I gotta start another one. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start one of the other ones I wanted to do. All right. I like the bun. Okay, for one, this camera cannot move because I need it to move sideways. Do not need it this close to the wall. Okay, so you don't need to be that far away, but I come home. Let's see here. Move you here-ish. Yep. Is this scene building right now? Because I know that scenes I need, I'm just not sure in order yet. I still have a couple ideas for it, but I want to get some of the key scenes done, and then that I really want to do, figure out where I want them, and then all the rest is going to be a lot of filler. So I want to get the scene building done first. So just to make it easier on myself later. A lot of these two are going to require fades, and fades are hard once you actually get them in order you want them. A lot of this isn't going to be based... Oh, there's some stuff that's going to be based on hitting the beat, but I'm not worried about it. It's not like some of the other stuff I've done for that. It's going to be more about being atmospheric. That's what I kind of like doing anyway. Ooh. Yeah, but they're probably not moving. Well, depends. Damn. That's all one texture. If the actual belt was considered separate, that's actually doable. Though I wouldn't be able to rotate these. Well, even then, I technically could almost do almost all of that with animated textures. I want to see something. I might be able to still do it. I just don't see it being doable as is. Nope. If the texture went from all the way from left to right, I could actually get that to animate. It is a perfect model for what I need, though. Oh, I see it thin. Nothing else loaded, right? There's the rollers, but that's not going to do it either. Aha! I got it. Yes. Okay. I don't need the full rotation, but I want to see if you can get away with it. copy pasting any easier, but still. Oh yeah, they actually doesn't do a full rotation for that. Still, you can, in essence, get the majority of it. All I need is I need it to be at the top here and at the bottom. So I need it to go the other way. You can play with that as it goes. Oh, that green thing? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's not a Steam thing. That's a frame counter. I just forget about turning it off all the time. So let's leave it there. Just getting a bunch of this stuff loaded in that I know I'm gonna need. That's gonna be a problem. Yeah. Why wasn't that thought about? Outfit doesn't have any control for the back legs. Kidding me? Wow. Well, I'll deal with that later. Hello. Why did I hit enter? Because I think concrete gives me more. I guess it is concrete. No, she doesn't have that dirty of floors. No, that's not what I'm going for. Over for something a little less cracked. Actually, I can probably go with it and then just darken it. Oops. Probably don't want to actually do the override thing, or not override. I was gonna increase his texture size, but I probably don't want to do that. At least not yet. There's another scene using this. Why you stop moving? Actually, I think I like it doing that way. Or she gets passed instead of the other way around. Probably not going to be that extreme anyway, but it's fine for now. This will be general, but I need to find a large bit of metal that I can smash against the belt. Or just actually a flat piece of metal for now. One I could put on the belt. For some kind of a hammer, which actually I could probably still use the hammers that are there. Just they look too much like a standard hammer. Hold. Is that metal? Oh, for something silver. And fairly new looking. It's got some pretty nice structured models here. What is that? Oh, just a big plate. Okay. Could work for uses on the belt. The belt is broken. Actually, kind of makes it look like kind of is moving. This belt is probably gonna have to move a bit quicker. Oh wait, no, slower. gonna crash any minute. Looking for some kind of like storage racks, freight type. Oh, Black Mesa, I know what part that's from. That'll be getting. For big theater storage instead. Would they have a specific name for that? For like the large metal racks? Other than large metal rack? It's like these look like pieces of one. But I'm trying to be lazy here. Where's it going? There it goes. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to start sliding stuff into the video format because I'm gonna have to break this into pieces. I mean, Australia was a minute and something, and I had to break it into 4 pieces to fit it all. Really, some kind of dark, or weird that names are down here. Fluttershy Beach, Apple Snack Murder, Freehardy Death. Yeah, SFM auto saves it every 10 minutes, which gets annoying sometimes if you're playing on if you're using a really large file, because the larger it is, the longer it takes. But I saw when my memory went, it read down here is at 3300, and usually it's much not further past that it will crash. So that's why I exited out of the model viewer, saved it, and then went back in, so I didn't have to worry. Auto saves every 10 minutes, which is great, but if you do 9 minutes of work, you'll lose that 9 minutes. So. No, I think it's every 10, because if it's every 20, then I get more frustrated than I should be with the autosave, because I feel like it's super often. Here's what I'd look for. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope. Oh. That's neat. It doesn't make a unique save every time. Ever download the new power, that pony power armor? Me. I always can never find this folder. Animation there. It's in the, sometimes at the bottom, sometimes at the top. What's this? Is that the Crystal Castle? Interesting. Anyways, I actually should be checking her more often. Well, kind of. I try to check everything as it pop up, but yeah. Dirts. $152 megabytes. Must be some high def textures. Might have to try to clean it up though, because it's very rusty. The model alone is half a gig. This high detail, then I think there's overboard. What? How much can I have? No, it's not. I have like 2 copies. There we go. Menacing. I'm bringing them in there because I want to potentially do something with it. I'm not sure exactly what yet. I'm stand there. That's it. See how the bones move on that. So far, I am pleasantly surprised with how that moves. If you go really far to the side here, it gets a little bit tangled up on the hose, but overall, that's actually pretty good. We're in the back of the neck there, but that's fine. Usually shouldn't be looking there anyway. Actually, this is pretty good. Pretty good work. Yeah, that's actually, this is really well done, everything. So that is neat. Happy still hooves. There's the other thing too. The gun here. Ooh. Ooh. I don't like how it's preset up, but you could technically like have it like fire. Like, boom. That's way too slow. Bam. Boom, boom, boom. That's sweet. What other controls do I have here? Just the cannon. Oh, and you can take it off too. And there's the projection radars things. Okay. No. It's like the story all over again. Sweet. Anyways. Yeah, I can go through here and clean up the rust fairly easily. I'm actually I want to make sure how many textures are there. A lot. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Let's try one of them here. We'll go with, is there a head? Yes. I don't know why I couldn't see that. It'll be fun. So let's see if this is going to be an easy fix or not. And Michael, not everybody I think has read the story, so it's probably not the best to give direct and blatant spoilers. Not for pinnacle moments, especially. That actually turned out pretty damn good. Nice bump maps too. Kind of makes it look more like stone, but it's only because. Okay, yeah, when you actually look at it with the rust on there, it's really good. Yeah, that's some high quality crap right there. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that knee joint. Look at the detail on that knee joint. Yeah, I think this actually could work if I change the textures to that silvery look. The other things. Did they give him emotions? Nope. It would have been actually cool if there was eye controls. It doesn't actually make any sense to have actual eye controls done, but there's going to be in 3D at least it's useful. It's kind of like Marvel does with like Spider-Man's eyes or something. Yes, it's pretty detailed. Definitely have to fix that up and probably use it for this then. Because I can put like rows of them, so I have to be careful. It's gonna be, well, it's not actually that resource intensive, because if I have one of them, that's all I need. Every one I copy after that's just using the same resources. Let me crap it a good way. Very high quality. Sometimes I see some new models pop up, and I mean they look really nice, but like it's like with the Applejack one here, that the back legs don't actually act correctly. So so they can look great, it doesn't always mean that it's going to work well in animation. It could just be that it works really well in pictures, and so I'm actually glad to see that it's not. So I'm gonna put a couple more of these boxes. One. I don't know what that is. Looks sciencey though. Hello. Again, they can't add reflection. You can add an environment map to it to make it give a shine. But even then, I'm not sure if that's going to look the greatest. I don't think an environment map would work on there. Well, the best way you're going to do it is, because as of right now, it's said to be very opaque, not reflective. So you could make it that way. I'm just going off the assumption that the armor that they're making isn't going to be like absolutely perfect in regards to like polished metal or whatever. So I actually could, or that could be done on here. It's definitely like though it's all combined, technically this would be a good thing to have separated in terms of its textures. That and probably some of the bits in here too, because I don't know if those are actually metal or if those are some kind of a fabric, because like that tube could probably do like a black matte look to it too, but really I'm not going to complain. Yeah, so I need to do that floor needs to get extended a couple times actually. So if right now I'm gonna go with one more set of floors. Okay, so at the minimum, this one needs to be there. Maximum, that point. So between there and there, which means the middle point should be right. About there. Okay, now I can reduce the floors a bit. So this one and this one, I'll keep that one, but I'm gonna get rid of this one. Actually, make this a little easier. So this one, this one, this one. I know I can get rid of one of you. Same thing goes with this one. I think I can even do it with one of the other ones in the back here. Yep. Just reduces it a little bit. There's one more set. At least for now. Check those hammers again. Oops. So this could work if it didn't have those symbols on it. And it might be a little extra too clean. Everything else has quite a bit of detail. And I have to make sure that everything matches in that regard. There we go. It's big hand. Yeah, I don't know if any of these are going to match the detail I'm looking for, though. I'm trying to think of what else would work. I just tried metal. Just looking for something that's a flat with a little bit of detail on it. Mallet? I need mallets. That's a glowy mallet. I got it on Steam. I've had it for years, back before they had them compressed. Oh, piston. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. That could work, it's just too big. I want something that's actually going to cover the camera. And it doesn't have textures in the back. Oh, it is Dota 2. It's I don't have anything from Dota. Just that's all like the Steam calls it in their files, just Dota. Or it might be Dota 2, but I like named it Dota when I made the folder. This actually could work. Sadly, it doesn't have any other bones. Because as being a piston, that, to me, it feels like these should compress into each other, but I'm not going to complain. It's the shape I'm looking for, so... Maybe there's a bit of trivia. Does anybody actually know what Dota stands for? There's a funny story behind it. Without looking it up anyway. It's almost 3 exactly, so right there. Alright, good night. Flexitone Anarchy. Yeah, no. No, the actual game itself is based on Defense of the Ancients, which is a MOBA type game. And when they when Valve was going to make it, they couldn't actually call it that because, well, they had, I think, ownership of the game. They didn't have ownership of the trademark for Defense of the Ancients, but they could call it its acronym. So they call it Dota, which is technically Defense of the Ancients. They just don't have the actual rights to use it its full name, which is weird. Okay, so I need the conveyor belts, that one. I just thought it was when that game first came out. I was okay. Just grabbing the root news. Yeah, got that wrong. When the game first came out, I had a friend that was into those things, and he found the info on that, and I was like, "That's actually pretty interesting." Can't actually name it what the acronym stands for, but we can call it the acronym. Actually, I think I went a little bit too far ahead on those. The brie bits. Maybe go the other way. These wheels aren't actually spinning, but it's fine. You can't even tell it from behind there, or behind the other stuff. So we're good. Okay, so now I need to do. No, that would work. Because I really wish that it did have the ability to compress, but that would take way too much work to figure out. So I'm going to do it where it's in front of the camera here so I can get that part figured out. Actually, it's fine. First, I'm going to base this on they are both. I need a comparable bit between them, so just realized I should have been copying all of them when I did that. Oops. Okay. Then grab every other. And this. Okay, that actually, I might have to space those into 3s. Being that it, well, unless I move all of them. Or put a bigger delay between them. Because it keeps following her, but I want it to be quite the opposite with that. Because I wanted to have it be like, to have this one go. No, actually, then that would be, from what I could tell, that's this one. I have to play with the belt speeds. The cool thing is I'm not going to save it for right now, but because of how these are built, I can actually grab these as well. So let's say this one impacts this point. I can grab like these. Actually, these are weird. It's actually like these ones, I believe, that it's affecting. Yeah. So I could grab these, go rotation, jitter, position, down a little bit, and then take these ones, bend them down, take these ones. Oh, I won't worry about it right now, but bend that down. So you get this feeling of impact, though it does start a little early. But anyway. Just something neat. But I don't want to affect that because that's undoable with the conveyor belt. I want to get everything else kind of settled first. And the reason I'm doing it for this part is on the song there's a part I think yeah, it was here. That sound I liked for that. So that's the idea I had for it, was to have the that sound of like that dong, the metal. I wanted to actually play with the beat of this. I just don't know how long between that is. I'd actually have to get the song for that, but I don't. I was having some issues getting it to download, so. Yeah, the plate will. I will do that. Right now they're just linked weird, so I could just unlock them now. I don't have to worry about it, but until I know for sure, honestly. But yeah, I will have them all animated and moving. Okay. This is going to be there. Might have to play with those lights though, because I was thinking about having it be more of these were further back, and that she was sitting in more of a dark blue but there at the time, but I'm not sure. I'm just right now trying things out and seeing what sticks. Just have a feeling that I'm going to run out of shadow lights to make everything work. Like here, to make everything at least somewhat lit in the background, kind of like an ambient light. I don't need detailed shadows, but I need something underneath these racks. Because like here, having like a spotlight hanging down here. I have a feeling that these aren't going to work. Because I'm already going to be at one more shadow light, and then I'm done. Oh yeah, I kind of wanted it to fade into the distance there, so that one I'm probably good on, but oops. Just gonna copy paste this one again. Well, actually, no, these two aren't shadowed. So she's not crossing into it. I didn't bother turning them on. Oops, that is not the one I wanted to move. Just trying to figure out a good way to get a view of, to where you know it's a conveyor belt, which I feel like is actually a bit hard to interpret right now, but without losing Applejack. Check what that was originally intending to do. See if that works. Oh, because that makes it look like she's on a treadmill. I think I might not bother with it for now. Oh yeah, I need to get a few more lights on her. That's what's bugging me here. Actually, I want to see if this will work. It actually should. Being that I can't really see the ground here, I can kind of cheat this a little bit. Very much focused on the middle here. Trying to do music box animation. I rotate the per transform a few times. Keyframing, fine. Yeah, okay. What copy pasting does is that it tries to take the shortest path, which it's why if you do keyframes where something moves more than 180 degrees and you blend them, do you think it's going to go back over 180 degrees? No, when you blend them, it's going to go the shortest distance around back to its original point. And so when you have these spins, sometimes it gets confused and it takes the shortest path the other way. The easiest way to fix it is usually a rotation like that comes back to the original position. I can show you. Just want to get some of this knots. Actually, you know what? A pony would work. Anything would really work to show. Okay. So we have the twilights. Alright, so let's say that we wanted to spin her 180 degrees as much as we wanted. And we'll say over the course of we get a new bookmark set. Oops. Of 2 seconds. So I'm gonna mark dim. So what you probably did was you chose this and then you just did a bunch of that. And yeah, that works for the most part, but yeah, with copy pasting there's always issues with it. So what I usually do, I'll say over the course of this 2 seconds is how long I wanted to do one spin. I'm just going to make sure it does exactly one spin. So I'm going to go into here to a root and I'm going to make sure that all these are as close to 0 as possible. In this case it is. I'm going to select that time. I'm going to do one full rotation in the direction I want to. And I'm going to almost get to a full circle, but I'm not going to quite do it. Just a little bit short. I'm then going to zero this. It should. Yep, so it has a full spin. Now it's exactly 360 degrees. So I should be able to copy paste just this portion. And it should. Yeah. So it's going to keep spinning. Because you're not telling it to go back, or you're not telling it to go past that point and keep going, let's see, just make sure I can copy paste it. Yeah. Technically she's, you're only making the one spin and then copying it over. So you're kind of preventing the engine from just making one continuous mistake with it. It works that way too, like if you have, I've done it like for this before too. This is a little bit off topic with it. We'll just go in and we're gonna say that our twilight is further out here. Or no, I'm gonna move our pelvis out there. Okay. Because then what I can do is I can, again, do that rotation. Do this for the rotating clouds bit. Spin it, almost get to it, not quite. I'm just going to grab this then and then make sure it's 100 or it's 0. Okay, so now she spins around. But now I can grab this, copy, paste. We're gonna shift this over 30 seconds, or 1 minute. Now I got 2 twilights. I'm gonna do it again. This time we're going to go 30 seconds. This one I don't quite have an in-between, so we're gonna make it in thirds. They'll have one shared eyeball. Actually spinning in such a way that it gets very confusing. Yeah. It's an interesting way to just math out circles. Oh, and she even populates. Duplication! Come back to me! So, anyways. Yeah, if you ever have an issue, if you're doing if you have a keyframe where like a hoof goes from, or an arm goes from one point to another, and it does it backwards direction, just add a keyframe in there that has its position halfway between the direction you want it to go. You'll have to do a little bit more animating for it, or positioning, but it will fix it then. Because I've had it before where I was trying to get the hoof to go like swing all the way around with a large frame, and it didn't work because it was supposed to swing all the way around, then it just went, and it didn't work. That's what I wanted to. So yeah, that's just a way to do it. I hope that helps anyway. That tends to be the method I use for trying to fix stuff, is because anytime I've ever done that multiple spin thing, it's always broke it. Anyways, so we're going to be good for today. It's past 9. So, got some progress on this one. I'm kind of feeling that I might move Applejack closer, or actually, what I could do is just drop the belts lower. I just want to make sure that these aren't going to feel like they're moving with her, or that they're like a treadmill or something. Wait, they're going that way, which means I probably want to actually have these slowed down if I want to have this work right. Can't have it go the other way because the speed would just be ridiculous. I forgot I had the camera. That's why it wasn't working. I was like, this should be affecting the speed. Yeah, I'm not liking them lower though. I'll think about it. We can play with it later. ID press my username Argodamon. That's how I pronounce it anyway. It's Argo and then Damon. It's from Oblivion because I made it a long time ago. So, but I really don't care if people pronounce it wrong. I've had plenty of them. I was in a game of Halo 2 years and years back where somebody just called me Argentina. Yeah, actually having the plates or the conveyor belt slow down or stop would actually portray it a little differently. And that actually would help with the beat. I'll play with that later though. I want to actually have the beat set beforehand because I don't want to like pace it at one point and then figure out it's too slow or too fast, adjust it to match, but then the speed doesn't feel right with the physics that are added in. So I don't know. I'll bust with that later though. Anyways, enough for today. I will be streaming Friday and next Tuesday. I thought, yeah, next Tuesday, and then the Saturday after that's going to be YouTube actually streaming. We're going to do a special time thing. So, so 23rd won't have a stream, and I probably will not be streaming any of the first full week of March. There is a ISO audit I gotta be a part of, and my hours can range or vary drastically, and I'll probably be working late, so I probably will not be available to work then. So, do I go to any PonyCons? Oh yes, I've been to like 20 of them, probably more. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna be going to BabsCon, Winnie City, BronyCon, and Ciderfest this year. Kind of the same ones I went to last year, actually. Going to the same ones this year. So, I'll first have a Rainbow Dash. She's chilling. She sat there the whole time. Otherwise, yes, I'm going to go to bed. Heavy kitty cat. Love that. And otherwise, yeah, have a good week. Meow.